Senator Grassley?
Thank you. Thank you for being here. We learn a lot when we follow the money, and we're talking about money today. And I want to start with this fact that Garcia Luna was convicted January the 17th. You know, he worked with the drug cartels in Mexico, and I'm trying to get some information. I'm worried that U.S. funds being misused to enable human rights violations. On February the 22nd, I sent a letter to DEA and FBI requesting documents about their relationships and knowledge of this corrupt Mexican official. When can I expect the documents that I requested from the Justice Department? I did get a letter from Justice confirming receipt of my letter, but we want those discovery files, and we don't have any problems with the defense counsel for Garcia Luna letting us have them. So when may I receive those discovery files?
Senator, I'm not certain about when you'll be able to get those files, but I'm happy to go back and understand what we're doing to respond to that.
Well, you understand it's pretty darn important for us to understand what's going on between the United States and all this money that we gave to the married initiative that we had there. Several $1 million went into it, and obviously he was connected with that $3 3/10 million. But I'll take your good faith effort to get us an answer when we'll get those discovery files. And it doesn't seem to me we should have any problems when we have the defense lawyer saying we can have them. On another matter, the Justice Department can give Ukraine disgorged assets from the Russian criminal files under the December 22 omnibus appropriation bill. In the past, the United States gave funds to foreign partners who supported major criminal cartels. What is the Justice Department doing to ensure that these disgorged funds don't end up in the hands of bad actors like we had with the experience in Mexico under that initiative I just mentioned?
Well, first, we are using, as the chairman said, the authority that the Congress has provided us when we are able to seize and forfeit the assets we get from these oligarchs to transfer them to the benefit of Ukraine. We frankly would like to be able to expand that authority, Senator. Right now, we're leaving a lot of money on the table for the benefit of Ukraine because we only have a limited ability to transfer assets that are attributable to sanctions evasion for a particular executive order. So for instance, the millions we're seizing and forfeiting because of export control violations, we can't transfer those proceeds to Ukraine. And we would, of course, have, and there's measures for accountability to make sure that those assets that get transferred, and this is a State Department role, to make sure that they are going to the appropriate places in Ukraine that can be used for the benefit of Ukrainians.
Okay, well, what's the process then for providing that information to the State Department? And I assume you'd be willing to provide it to the Congress of the United States. What is that process?
I'm sorry, Senator, the process for ensuring controls on the money that goes to the benefit of Ukraine?
Or if you find that bad actors are receiving the funds?
Well, certainly there's inspectors general who would review that, and also ultimately our own. We have a long history in the Justice Department for investigating and prosecute fraud in government programs and fraud for contractors abroad and the like. So our prosecutors would be looking at that. But I'm happy also to work with colleagues at State Department to get you a more precise answer.
For my last question, and let me go to this, we have a lot of bad actors other than just Russia and Ukraine and the Mexican cartel, so I want to go to another bad actor, Venezuela. In 2009, then Vice President Biden told Russia it's time to press the reset button. Given that we're having our second hearing on Russian war crimes in Ukraine, I think we can all agree that that was a big mistake. Like Russia, the United Nations has accused acting Venezuela government of crimes against humanity. President Biden has again, quote, unquote, pressed the reset button and unfrozen $3 billion to Venezuelan assets and allowed Chevron to drill there. does the Justice Department still consider Nicolas Maduro a fugitive of U.S. justice? And if so, does the Justice Department still committing to pursuing his arrest?
Well, Senator, we're absolutely committed to pursuing justice in cases that we have indicted and brought. The Venezuela example is a very good example for why we need a crimes against humanity statute. Right now, we cannot pursue the type of lawless activity that you've referenced that has gone on in Venezuela, the types of atrocities that have been committed by the Chinese against the Uyghurs. We can't pursue that type of justice here in U.S. courts without a crimes against humanity statute. So that's why in my opening statement, in my statement for the record, I'm urging this committee and this Congress to fill the gap that the chairman referenced in giving us that authority.
Okay, so you do still consider Maduro a fugitive of U.S. justice?
Yes, Senator.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator Grassley.